Welcome to Switched On Schoolhouse GED Prep Math. In this 8-unit GED Prep course, your students will be able to refresh the necessary material for successful completion of the math portion of the GED exam. Units cover topics such as basic math skills review, pre-algebra review, Algebra 1, quadratic equations and review, geometry, formulas and geometry, statistics, graphs and probability, geometry, angles and parallels, and much more. Now let's take a look at a lesson from GED Math Prep to see how concepts like these are covered. The GED Prep courses were designed to provide a review of the basic skills and concepts necessary for successful completion of the GED exam. Now let's take a look at a lesson called Methods of Solving Quadratic Equations. Several helpful tools have been included in Alpha Omega Homeschool courses to enhance your students' learning environment and to promote greater understanding for students with a variety of learning styles. Auditory learners may benefit from hearing text read aloud as they follow along. Students select a portion of text and utilize the text-to-speech tool to read the text. A number of customization options allow students to personalize their use of the text-to-speech feature. A highlighting feature allows students to use highlighter colors to highlight important text in the lesson as they study. Highlighted portions are saved when a student leaves the lesson, making it possible for them to come back later to study the highlighted passages. Alpha Omega math courses provide text-based instruction interspersed with plenty of examples and solutions designed to provide thorough instruction in math concepts. After reaching the end of the section of lesson text, the student is presented with a series of questions that provide a review of the lesson presentation. Some lessons are presented in multiple sections. Let's move on to Section 2. Some Alpha Omega Homeschool GED Prep lessons have been enriched with the addition of engaging multimedia presentations. A variety of audiovisual presentations, including videos, slideshows, and animations, provide reinforcement of lesson content. Let's take a look at an animated demonstration of completing the square.
In these examples, the squares are already in place. They are complete. We can solve this equation by completing the square. 3x squared minus 2x minus 2 equals 0. To begin, we divide the equation by the a term, which in this case is 3. The result is x squared minus 2/3 x minus 2/3. Now we move the constant, in this case 2/3, to the right side of the equal sign. Next, take 1/2 of the x coefficient and square it. 1/2 of negative 2/3 equals negative 1/3 squared. Add that answer to both sides of the equation. Now simplify both sides. On the left side of the equal sign, we have x squared minus 2/3 x plus negative 1/3 squared. Factors become x minus 1/3 squared. On the right side of the equal sign, we have 2/3 plus negative 1/3 squared equals 7/9. Putting the two sides together, we get x minus 1/3 squared equals 7/9. Notice what form this is written in. We can express it with letters like this. The idea of completing the square is to create a trinomial, which is the perfect square written in this form. Knowing this pattern will make it easier to see the factors. Now we simplify. And these roots are the result.
As the student moves through the rest of the lesson, more examples reinforce what the student has learned, and a second set of questions is provided as review. Answers are automatically saved as the student works through the questions, with 85 to 90% of student work being graded immediately by the program. When a section is complete, the student moves to the next section, reading the text and answering the questions until the end of the lesson has been reached. Students are given the opportunity to reattempt questions that were missed the first time through the lesson. The lesson is complete when the student has all questions correct or has exhausted his allowed attempts.